Welcome back to the High School Sports Zone. I'm Todd Freed. It was the end of an era earlier this summer over at Madison when longtime head coach Ray Seals announced his retirement. Seals is pretty much of a legend at Madison, and now first-year head coach and longtime assistant Pat Reinecke has some big shoes to fill for the Marlins.
Run again, run again, run again. Run again.
The first week of football practice was a whole new beginning in more ways than one for the Madison Marlins, with longtime assistant Pat Reinecke taking over as the Marlins' first-year head coach, replacing a Madison coaching legend in Ray Seals.
You can't try to follow and be a Ray Seals because, you know, there's only one, but being with him for 17 years, I think I learned from a pretty good man how to run a good program. And we're just trying to take what he's done and what we've learned from him and just kind of keep that program going.
In 23 years at Madison, Seals led the Marlins to over 200 wins, 10 district titles, and the 5A state semifinals. Coach Reinecke was at Coach Seals' side for 17 of those years, and now looks to continue the winning tradition at Madison.
If you're talking wins and losses, and he's got a lot of wins, and right now I'm 0-0, so you know, it's going to be interesting. And then, you know, like I said, opening up with Pearland Thursday night on TV. Guess I'll find out what kind of team and what kind of job I've done so far.
But much more than wins and losses, Coach Reinecke is well aware of the significant impact Seals made to these kids well beyond the playing field, something this entire coaching staff will strive to continue here at Madison.
One of Coach Seals' philosophy was, you know, we got to learn to teach these kids how to be men. And being around with them for 17 years, I mean, that's just something that we as a staff have all taken on our shoulders and done. Coaching is great with winning the games, but it's also a lot about just influencing these kids and making an impact on their lives.
All right, the end of an era indeed at Madison. Jenny, it's going to be kind of weird to not have Ray Seals on the sidelines, isn't it?
Yes, it isn't. And honestly, this is the first year in a long time that I did not pick Madison to make the playoffs, and it felt very wrong. It really felt weird. But that district, I think that's going to be a really competitive district again. Matt and I disagreed on this one, but I went with Lamar because they've just been able to show us year after year what they're able to put together. Tom Nolan is a coach that I think is underrated in this area. He does such a great job over there, and I think it's another district title for the Lamar Redskins.
What do you think, Matt, about this district? Wide open, or?
Lamar did tremendous on 7-on-7. They got some great athletes, but Vite Magazine goes West Side. West Side Wolves, who would have thought? They had a terrible season last year. They're loaded with some stars. Ben Catalan, who's a running back, he's headed to TCU. Jermaine Afidi is headed to Missouri, gigantic offensive lineman. I like what West Side's doing. They just got to get some solid quarterback play.
So you like the West Side story?
For sure. Love that story.
And what about a sleeper in that district?
My sleeper is CHAVEZ. Their quarterback over there, Damon Mercer. I think he's going to be a star in a couple of years.
What do you think?
My sleeper is WESTBURY. They started the year last year 5-0 and played some pretty decent teams to get to that record. They have a few key athletes coming back, and I think they put some nice things together over there. So I expect to see WESTBURY. And then I think we both also have Bel Air, which seems to be the team that all the HIC coaches picked.
You're right. So let's see the official predictions from our experts. Vite goes with Westside, Lamar, Bel Air, and CHAVEZ. In the Chronicle, Lamar, Westside, Bel Air, and WESTBURY. So a disagreement. You guys can duke it out later, okay?
For sure.
Okay,
Sounds
all right.
good.
Now, Madison isn't the only school that's bid farewell to a longtime beloved head coach. Over at Cy Falls, Kirk Eaton takes over as the Golden Eagles' first-year head coach, replacing David Raffield, who led the team to immense success in his very great tenure at Cy Falls. Coach Raffield has moved on to A&M Consolidated. Coach Eaton, a longtime assistant under Raffield, welcomes back 12 starters from a team that went a very respectable 7-3 last season, including standout quarterback Troy Mitchell, as well as a top-notch receiving corps in G. Gladney, Isaiah White, and Trey Clark. The formula for success remains pretty much the same under the new head coach.
As far as I'm concerned, it's got to be business as usual. You know, I've been here since '98. And in all those seasons I've been here, for all the seasons where we've had our greatest success. You know, I was here in '06 when we made our run, and the 4 previous years before that where we went 3 rounds deep. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, I was kind of born and bred, and you know, and the foundation for this school is excellence, period. And I don't see any reason to change it. So, you know, we're going to kind of just work that same way.
All right, I tell you what, it is great to see Coach Eaton. He had a horrific incident not too long ago. Refresh us on that.
Right. A few weeks ago, near the end of the summer, Coach Eaton nearly drowned at Canyon Lake out in the New Braunfels, San Antonio area. But an assistant coach from Cy Woods and then an assistant coach from Cy Falls were there with them and their families. They dove in there, got him, saved his life. So during 2-a-days, he had to take it a little easy. He had a concussion and some things to recover, but I sure am glad to see that he turned out okay and that all worked out, because I'm excited to see what he can do with that team this year.
All right, what about this district, Matt? What do you think?
Well, we have Cy Creek first. Devin Demas, tremendous running back, heading to Boise State. I really like him on offense, but I tell you, not really a sleeper, but I tell you who's back. Cy Fair is back. They got some very, very big offensive linemen. They got a good running back. They got 4 D1 athletes, and they're not going to be sexy now. They're just going to grind it out.
That's what they do.
That's what they do, and they do it well. And I tell you what, I think they're going to go pretty far in the playoffs because it's just hard to defend that.
What about another team from this district?
This is another one where I couldn't make a decision on that last playoff spot. I also really like Cy Ridge. Talk about people being back. I thought that they did some really nice things toward the end of last season, and I expect that to just carry right on over into this season.
We'll see who has a sigh of relief when it's all over with. The picks real quickly in that district. We have from the Chronicles, Cy Creek, Cy Woods, Cy Falls, and either Cy Ridge or Cy Fair battling it out. And then over there from Vite Magazine, Cy Creek, Cy Fair, Cy Falls, and Cy Woods. So it's all out of sight. You know what I'm saying? All right, coming up next, we'll head west to check in on the Katy ISD. Then we're traveling all over the area to Class 4A. We'll hear from the first-year head coach at Lamarck High School. Plus, later on, we'll preview the live Thursday night football showdown here on the Cube, and we'll welcome in Craig Roberts for that as well. We'll be right back.